Welcome, Lawn Care Nation. This is Julio from lawncarebusinesssuccess.com and the Lawn Care Business Success Podcast. Just here today with a quick unboxing video of this device, the TrackR. Now, I stumbled upon this device online, and I had been searching for a way to be able to track my tools and equipment in case of theft. As many of you know, if you listen to the podcast, you know that my trailer and equipment was all stolen in 2015. So ever since then, I've been looking for a cost-effective way to be able to track, sort of GPS type tracking. Now, obviously, live GPS tracking would be far too cost prohibitive. Being able to have some sort of a GPS device with you'd need a SIM card and all that sort of stuff to be able to live track your equipment would be just way too expensive. So I saw these and thought it's a good alternative and better than not having any sort of information on where your devices are or your equipment would be. So I thought I would give it a try. So let's just open the package here. I contacted the company. I told them the story about my trailer and everything. So they sent me over this to basically do a review on. Now they call it a quarter-sized crowdsourced GPS tracking device. So here's a Canadian quarter. It's the exact same size as a US quarter. So if you put it on top there, you can see that it's just a little bit bigger than a Canadian quarter. And we'll just set that aside for now. So basically, this is a crowdsourced GPS device. So what that means is that this is not connected directly to the GPS satellites itself. What this does is it connects to your smartphone via Bluetooth and gives you about 100-foot range from the location of this to your smartphone for the live tracking. Now, after that, what it does is it uses crowdsourced GPS. So everybody who buys a TrackR and installs the TrackR app, their smartphones now become basically beacons for your devices. So, as people go about their daily lives and they walk past, tools and equipment and keys and wallets and things that have trackers in them, their phones log the locations of those in the background without the user even knowing that it's happening, and logs that location so that when you check your device, your smartphone, to see where your stuff is, if it's not within range, it gives you the last known location so that you can go and see if it's nearby. And once you get within 100 feet of that last known location, if the device is still there, it'll then lock onto your smartphone and then take over and give you sort of the live tracking aspect of it. And then you'll also be able to trigger an audible noise from this device so that you can sort of pinpoint even closer. Now, as you can see from the picture here, they've got it on some keys, they've got it on a wallet on this side, and they've got it underneath a bicycle seat up here. Now, that's what originally sort of triggered my idea. Was I went to their website, I was looking, and I saw that that there, and they had originally, they have a video on their website where they put that under a bicycle seat. They leave the bicycle out on the street. Somebody walks off with it, and the app then shows them that last known location where the bike was taken from, and within 2 weeks then they're then pinged with the current location of the bicycle, as somebody happened to have walked by and triggered that location, and they were able to get to that location with the information of that last known location through the app. It gives you sort of the GPS mapping and stuff. You can get to that location. Once you're within, that 100-foot distance, it then locks into your phone and gives you sort of more, detailed location. And it actually tells you whether you're getting closer or farther from the item as you're walking around. And then you can actually trigger, using the smartphone, an audible noise from this device to start beeping so that you can pinpoint where it is more precisely. So we'll just open up the package here and see what we've got. So looks like there's a little a bag inside. It's got a key ring and some double-sided 3M tape. So this you would use to stick to the back of the TrackR and stick it to an item if you're not hanging it, say, off a keychain or something. And then there's the instructions inside. And now what really attracted me to this device, there's many crowdsourced GPS type devices on the market, but where this particular model, the TrackR Bravo, it has a user replaceable battery. So all the other ones like the Tile and some other offerings from TrackR themselves are completely sealed, and you get about a year battery life out of them, but once that battery runs dry, the device is pretty much useless and you have to throw it out and rebuy a new device. Now with the TrackR Bravo, the nice thing, like I said, is that you can replace the battery inside. Now the only downside to that is that the device itself is not waterproof, but they do sell a waterproof pouch that this would go into, and then therefore making the device waterproof, and you could use it that way. So that's how I plan to use them if I were to put them in equipment, is I would still go with this TrackR Bravo. They do have a device called the TrackR Sticker, which is a completely sealed unit, completely waterproof, but like I say, you can't change the battery in that one, so then after a year's time or so, the device basically needs to be replaced, either with a new one, and then repaired and all that. So with TrackR Bravo, at least you've got that user replaceable battery, so you can just buy a bunch of, they're just those flat watch type batteries, and you can replace them yourself. So here's the little instruction pamphlet there, and I believe on the inside there it actually shows you a picture there on the bottom corner of how to change the battery. The little door sort of slides out of the middle, and the battery's on the inside there. So just set that aside as well for now, and we'll take the actual TrackR device out of the packaging. So you can see they call it a quarter size device, and like I said, it's a little bit larger than a quarter, and for the thickness it's about I would say similar to about 2 quarters stacked on top of itself. So very, very small. You could easily put this in underneath cowling of say backpack blowers or trimmers. You could or right on the outside if you wanted to, but with the outside, obviously if you're sticking this on the outside and somebody's walking away with your device, that's probably the first thing they're going to tear off once they see that there's a little tracking indicator on there. So I think having it hidden is your best bet. In your zero turn mower, having this underneath the body or something, underneath the seat, or on a tractor underneath the hood somewhere, even inside your trailer or your truck you could have one. And like I say, so it's not a live GPS. It's not going to show you in real time where stuff is until you get close enough to it, like I say, within that 100-foot range, but it's better than nothing, right? So say you're working on somebody's property and you have this hidden inside your backpack blower, you set it down, and somebody happens to walk off with your backpack blower. The app will show you its last known location, which is, when it was within 100 feet of your backpack blower. And say the person lives down the street, or they decide they want to take it to a pawn shop and sell it. With the millions and millions of TrackR users now, with the TrackR app on their phones, all those people are potential GPS beacons for your backpack blower, for instance. So say it's on the shelf of a pawn shop, and somebody's walking in shopping at the pawn shop and they happen to have that TrackR app on their phone. It's secretly in the background going to be using that person's phone once they're within the 100-foot range, and it's going to use the phone to log its location with TrackR, so that the next time you check your TrackR app, and if your device or your backpack blower is stolen, you're going to check probably at least once a day or twice a day to see if there's any updates on the location. It'll then use that last known location of that person that walked by with the TrackR app, and it'll log that location, so you'll be able to see on a map where it is, and then you can drive to that location. Once you get out of the vehicle, you start walking around. The app, once it's within that 100 feet, will lock in and start to actually tell you whether you're getting closer or farther when you're walking around. And once you get sort of basically on top of it, you can trigger the device to start making an audible beep so you can pinpoint the location. In the video, they show with a bicycle that got stolen, they track it down to somebody's house. They actually see somebody coming out of the gate, and they confront them and say, "Can we get our bicycle back?" And the person, is sort of taken aback, and then they set off the beeping noise, and you can hear the beeping coming from the backyard. So the person opens the gate, and there's a whole bunch of bicycles, and they just ask, "Which one is it?" And they pinpoint their bicycle and walk out with their bicycle. Basically, there's no really denying that was not their bicycle, because obviously it has the tracking device on it. So that's what triggered my idea of having it. They're cost effective. With live GPS tracking, you'd have to have some bigger device. You'd have to have a SIM card for it to be able to log the location on each one. You'd be paying some sort of a plan on that each and every month. With these, it's not, say, the greatest solution as far as, not giving you real-time live, data of exactly where it is. You have to sort of wait. It's crowdsourced. You got to wait until somebody triggers its location by walking close to it or close by within that 100 feet of it. But say, in the instance of a pawn shop where a lot of stolen equipment ends up, or maybe in somebody's garage or something in a city or something where there's a lot of density, lots of population, there's a good chance that your device will be triggered. I know that when I initially took this out and I paired it with the app on my smartphone, it told me that there was over 2,000, it was like 2,800 people nearby that had the TrackR app installed. So that's a really good amount of people just in the small suburb that I live in that were in the area at the time. That potential people that would be logging in the location of my equipment without them knowing. So it's nice because it doesn't tell the person walking by that their smartphone or their TrackR app has found a tracker nearby. It just does it quietly in the background, and it only shows you, the owner of the tracker, where that has ended up. So with that double-sided tape that they provide there, you would stick it on the back. Now this one with a user replaceable battery, it's not waterproof per se, but they do sell a waterproof pouch that this would go into as an accessory. So you would stick this into the pouch first, and then you could double side tape or even use some construction adhesive or something to the pouch and stick this right onto your equipment, underneath the cowlings of backpack blowers, trimmers, put it in your truck, put one in your trailer, that sort of stuff. And at least you've got some chance of being able to track. It's better than nothing. When my stuff was stolen, there was no chance at all. Now I'll just show you how easy it is. You can see the little door here on the side. You just take a little screwdriver and you can pop open the side there, and that's how easy it is to change the battery on these devices. And you can see it's just a little watch type of battery. In fact, a CR1620 3-volt battery is what's in there. So very easy to replace, easy to find. You can probably order a bunch of them online and have them handy, and it gets you about a 1-year battery life. Now the other kind of added benefit to this device here is that it actually has this little clear window here. It's got a couple of LEDs in there to show you when you're pairing it. It's got this little hole here. That's where the audible noise comes from, and a little loop at the top here for putting that key ring through. You can use this on your pet collars and stuff like that, and be able to track, say, your cat and stuff if your cat becomes lost or your dog becomes lost. The other thing too is this little window where the LEDs are is actually a button as well. So once it's paired to your phone, say you have this on your keys and you're going out in the morning and you grab your keys, but you can't remember where you put your phone. And a lot of phones now obviously have tracking, like Find My iPhone and all that sort of stuff, but you got to log into iCloud and all that. With this, it's quick and easy. You can press that little button and it'll actually trigger your phone to start making an audible noise through the app as well. So you can quickly find your phone as well, as long as you're within that 100 feet of your phone. Now those are options you can turn on and off in the settings of the app. as well as a separation alert, where if you get with a certain distance of the TrackR app, say your keys get separated from your phone within a certain distance, it'll trigger the phone to start alerting and the keys to start beeping as well, so you can do that. Now that wouldn't be a very useful thing with equipment, because I wouldn't want that, because there's so many times during the day and in the evening when I'm not around my equipment, so I wouldn't want that. But it lets you configure that and turn those options off. But handy if you need that sort of an option. So I think this will be a really neat solution, cost-effective solution to use for lawn care. I don't think anybody is probably using this sort of a device for tracking equipment, and very cost-effective. Like I say, they retail for about $29.99 each. But if you go to the TrackR website, and you can do that through my using my affiliate link, the website, you can go to lawncarebusinesssuccess.com/tracker, spelled TRACKR, so lawncarebusinesssuccess.com/tracker. And they've got some really good deals all the time going on. So if you buy 4 of these at that $29.99 price, so that's $120. For example, the current promotion is that they'll give you 6 more for free. So you get a total of 10 of these TrackR devices for that $119. So that only works out to about $12 each to be able to track your equipment. And like I say, after a year, when the battery's done, you just pop it open and replace the battery. Now the only thing to remember is you'll need to get that little sleeve that these go into to keep them waterproof. The other option is to use the sealed units like the TrackR sticker. Basically same sort of thing. It's a black device, but it's completely sealed, so the battery is not user replaceable, but that's what makes it waterproof. I like the idea of these ones to be able to replace the battery in them. That's what attracted me to them, is their long-term low cost. So hopefully that helps you guys out, gives you an idea. I'll be trying this out in the next few weeks, and doing a review on the podcast and the blog. All right, bye for now.